Please tell me I'm not the only person that is literally incapable of sitting on a chair properly, but good morning, mon petite. Exciting things are happening this morning. We're in the Nancy Myers office, and I always feel like when I'm in this office, I get the most inspired, I get the most energized, I get the most excited, and I cannot believe that we are already, as you are watching this, in February. I don't know if it's just me. I feel like normally January is a month where there's not a lot going on. It's a month that normally drags out. It feels like it's about 2,000 days long. It is the longest month of the year. And actually this year, I honestly feel like January has just flipped me on its head. I don't know if it's because I feel like I started work a little bit later than I normally do, just the way that the new year kind of fell. So many memes were going online, and honestly, they were making me laugh so much, being like, you know how we said new year, new me, that starts on Monday, right? Like, you know how I said that I would pick up this email? That starts on Monday, right? Because honestly, I feel like the new year fell on such a like weird midweek day that so many of us kind of like postponed that new year feeling, and then it just meant that pretty much the entirety of January was knocked back. And I actually had so much work going on. I had lots of events going on. It has been a busy month, and I've been squirreling behind the scenes working on something that I feel like I can finally tell you about and finally share, because it is officially a year. Well, February is the month that we moved into the new house, but it has basically been a year since we moved into the house, and we're moving back out again. We are moving out, not out of the house. I'm actually just moving out of my dressing room. It is official. The dressing room renovation is taking place, and honestly, it is taking me the longest time to decide what I want to do with it, to plan exactly what I want the space to look like, how functional I want it to be. Obviously, it's a filming space for me, it's a workspace for me, and honestly, it has taken me the longest time. I knew I wanted to give myself this year, like I literally gave myself a deadline to live in the space for a year, because I am very guilty of getting overexcited. I am very guilty of getting ahead of myself. I am very guilty of rushing into things, and I didn't want to do that with this room. And actually, I am so glad that I gave myself this deadline and gave myself a year to live in the space, see how it works, just utilize the kind of temporary setup that I had done and see what I really wanted from the space. And actually, I feel like what I would have wanted way back when we moved in is totally different to what I want now. You may actually be surprised to hear that I am going to be doing an IKEA PAX. And considering that I've been living in the space for so long, like I literally got quotes drafted up, I got measurements taken of like fitted wardrobes, I decided I just didn't want to do that. We absolutely adore this house, but it's not necessarily our forever home. It's not necessarily the home that we're going to potentially raise children, and you never know with these kinds of things. And that room, I want to make sure that it is kind of a multifunctional room that, if need be, we can change around. Obviously, we're very lucky with it just being the two of us. Having a 4-bedroom house between two people means that you can spread out a little bit more. It means that you can take over the house a little bit more. But obviously, if things were to change, I'd want to be able to take the wardrobes out. If we were to ever move again, I'd want to be able to make sure that the person moving in isn't like ripping up thousands and thousands of pounds worth of furniture because I decided to get bespoke, fitted, built-in wardrobes. So I actually, after a lot of deliberation, a lot of prices and quotes, came to the conclusion that actually IKEA PAX is the way forward. I understand why so many girls do the PAX wardrobes now, because you have so much control, you have so much freedom, and the money you save. I could fill it with handbags with the prices I have saved from not doing bespoke fitted wardrobes. So I'm really excited to be getting the ball rolling. We need to move out of that room this week because the wardrobes have been ordered. The order has been placed, they've been designed, they have been planned to a T, and they're coming this week, which I'm so excited for. So I do need to start moving everything out of that room and basically starting from scratch, making that room a blank canvas. What I might do, actually, I literally have my laptop out in front of me, and I might be able to show you exactly, I can show you exactly what this is going to look like. And this is what I love about IKEA, is you can literally design it, style it up, and make it completely bespoke, and even visualize it as well. I'm not gonna lie, that was the thing I was really struggling with, was the visualization of how this was going to look, like how it would kind of fit in the space, the interiors, the different kind of like styles and shapes and colors and all of that jazz. So I actually have two that I'm going to be doing, 2 wardrobes that I'm going to be designing in the room, because it's a bit of an odd shaped room. Anyone with an older house, I'm sure, will be nodding their heads right now that nothing is straightforward, nothing is straight, nothing is easy, everything is just so higgledy-piggledy in an old house, and you've just got to embrace that when you decide to own a older property. So I'm gonna have to really kind of like measure and design around the space rather than vice versa, but I am totally okay with that. I think it's gonna make the room so unique. It's gonna make my dressing room exactly how I want it to be. So the first wardrobe, this is going to sit where my current rail is sitting. I want this to be a bit more of like a background, a bit more of a display case and a display unit. I have always been a shelfie girl. I feel like it's been a part of my identity literally since I started Instagram, way back when. I've always had gorgeous shelfies. It's always been really important to me to have beautiful backgrounds, to be able to style up my bags. But if there's anything that this last year in this house has taught me, is that actually I don't like having everything on display. I know this sounds so silly, but even just from like a continuity standpoint, I hate having to take the bag off the shelf and then it like disappearing in the background of the video when I'm filming. It sounds so silly, I know, but what I thought would be best for me is actually having half of it under the doors and then a little section that is on display. So let me put on interior. So interior wise, it is completely just shelves, which I actually really like, because I feel like I haven't had enough storage in that room for all of my bags and shoes, and that's what I've been really wanting to change and to kind of like add in more storage for shoes. I'm someone who has small feet, so actually these work really well. I'm only a size 3.5, 4, so my shoes fit perfectly on the shelves. I went for the narrower one here because I didn't want it to stick out too much. I didn't want it to be something that was going to take over the room, so we can have shoes, bags and everything behind there, and then just my kind of like favorite ones on display here. And it's gonna look so beautiful. And then on the other side, that's kind of more to do with my actual clothes. This is more like the wardrobe that I will use. So I've deliberately gone for almost like a reverse. This one's obviously got the oak doors with the white base, and then I decided to do the reverse. I would have gone fully oak in this one if they did this with the mirrored, but I really wanted to have mirrors here because A, I wanted to lighten up the room. B, I do need to think about outfits, showing what I'm wearing, like whenever I'm going out for the day and things like that. And I just thought it would be so beautiful to have fully mirrored doors, but they only do it with the white trim. So I thought, you know what, it could be quite cute to almost do a reverse. So we've got white base, oak doors, and then we've got oak base, white doors. And I thought that could be really cute. I obviously don't have parquet flooring in there. This is just what they put in the little design studio, but I do have a similar color floor, and I feel like it could work really well. Just leaning into like those two kind of designs being the most prominent thing in the room, the oak and the white. I really wanted to do that, and I love the fact that my wall color isn't white as well, so it doesn't make it too clinical. I think it still makes it really beautiful. So the interior of this one is pretty darn simple. We've just got some shelves on top that I can maybe add knitwear, I can do baskets and things like that, and then the rest of it is hanging space. I do have over here though trouser hanging space, which I honestly think is one of the cleverest things that IKEA does. So I'm really obsessed with that and feel like it's going to make the biggest difference. At the moment, I've literally just been hanging my trousers on hangers themselves, and I do feel like hanging trousers is so much better. It means they crease less, I feel like I can see them more, and it just makes it a little bit easier. So yes, we've got long hanging space for coats, dresses, shorter hanging space for shirts, knits, things like that, and then trousers at the bottom. So this is what I'm going to kind of start with in that room, and I'm really excited to see how they're going to fit in, how they're going to be added. As I've said, it is saving me a lot of money, and yet I still think it's going to be so beautiful. I love how much you can kind of tailor and edit. I haven't actually ordered any handles from IKEA. I'm going to have a little hunt maybe on some antique websites or just some beautiful retailers for some gorgeous, more kind of like bespoke handles to make it look a little bit more me. I also might even paint the, you know, the little holes that come in the side. I might actually fill them in with polyfiller and paint them just so that it looks a little bit less IKEA-y. I feel like there's a lot of hacks that you can do to make these look so much more bespoke, to make them look so much more fitted, but still give you that like freedom and flexibility that IKEA offers. So those are the wardrobes. I'm so excited. The fact that they've been ordered, they are en route, going to be coming this week, just makes my heart sing. Let me take you into the room actually and just give you a little bit of a before of the space. space of how it's been looking for the last year since we first moved in to the house. As I said, I always knew this was going to be temporary, but I always knew it was going to be a bit more of a long-term temporary solution. That's why I still made a big effort to make it look beautiful. It's why I actually moved with my old wardrobes, with my old furniture from the old house that we were renting, because I knew I still needed the storage and I didn't want to just live with pure rails around the room. Something I feel like I've also learned as well is that actually seeing the clothes really upsets me. I don't understand how the girls have fully open wardrobes in their dressing rooms, because it just overwhelms me. It makes it feel so messy. It makes it feel so full. I much prefer having wardrobes that the doors actually close and I can just pop away my pieces. Even if you have the most aesthetic wardrobe ever, I feel like just having everything out, it's just so overwhelming. So this is currently how the space is looking. We've got a little radiator cover over here, which will be staying. And again, it ties in to what we were always planning on doing with the room, the oak, the white, with obviously the oak flooring as well. This might change in terms of decor. We're definitely going to have to see. You can tell I've been using my bags recently. This is the problem, is when you use them as display things and you actually use them, they just end up looking so messy. But we currently just have this little wardrobe, which is actually going to be moving into our bedroom as another kind of temporary solution. We're going to put that in the bedroom just for an extra little storage space. I always want to be the kind of person that utilizes as much as they can and doesn't have any waste, so that will still be being reused. I haven't quite decided what we're going to do with the shelves. I might message a couple of friends and see if anybody needs any shelves, but as you guys know, I built these and I didn't build them amazingly. We've got quite a few chips and marks from when we moved. Was it this one? No, it wasn't this one where I built it backwards. Oh, it was this one over here. I actually built this one backwards, so I had to paint the sawdust just so that you didn't quite see. And I remember the moving guys looking and turning to me and saying, did you build this? I was like, yes I did. I am no DIY, so don't worry, I'm not going to be building the wardrobes myself. We are going to have a lot of help with that to make sure that the wardrobes are built properly and we don't have any mishaps like that. So this side of the room, this is where the mirrored ones are going to be. I've obviously got my big mirror over here, which I don't think is going to stay. Again, might be reused in a different room. We'll have to see. I got this mirror again from IKEA because it was the biggest mirror I'd ever seen. And back then I did a lot more kind of like outfit photos for Instagram, a lot more kind of like mirror style selfies. And I really wanted to have like a big mirror that would be perfect for that. Whereas now I feel like my style has changed so much more. I don't do quite as much when I'm at home. And I feel like with regards to just like showing you my outfit, like it's okay to have something, I mean, this in theory could do, and the ones that I've got are definitely a bit thicker, like the actual mirror has a little bit more in it. The trim is less thick. Does that make sense? I don't even know if that makes sense. So anyway, this is probably going to be going, it may go in the bathroom, it may go in our bedroom, it may go in the hallway, but we're going to be saying goodbye to the big mirror. This is my outfit of the day, by the way. Just final little outfit of the day in this mirror before this room completely changes on its head. I've got my favorite little blue jeans on, my little Suzanne knit. I absolutely adore this knit. I think this is called the Ophelia, and it's the coziest thing ever. And of course, my slippers with my little Uniqlo thermal socks. That is literally my daily outfit. And as you can see, this is what I've been having to do so much with, especially a lot of my more kind of like hanging bags. It's I keep popping them on the door whenever I kind of utilize them, and I end up with like 5 or 6 handbags hanging on the door, and it's just, I've not had the space for it. I've not had the kind of like storage, and I really want to change that. So yes, this is going to be where the mirrored wardrobes go, and then this is where the oak wardrobes are going to go with the little shelves. I currently haven't decided actually what I'm going to do in this space. I was honestly titivating for the longest time. I was giving myself a headache, and Alex turned to me and said, Ellie, why don't you just get the first ones built and then see what you want to do with this, because you could make this a bit more of a feature. You could put some artwork on the wall. I've still got the old artwork that I had from my old house that I never put on the wall in this one. You could panel that. You could add a chair there. You could add a small rail for like some styling. He was like, let's just live with the space again, see how the new ones fit. Don't give yourself a headache over a tiny little corner in your room. I also feel like this corner, it's a funny one, because even though the windows are over here, you would think that this side of the room would have the best lighting because the light comes so directly in, but because of that, it's actually a little bit harsh and a little bit stark. So I don't film a huge amount of content in this corner. Maybe that will change with some newer pieces in this corner, a little bit more of like a stylized area. We shall see. So yes, the new oak one's gonna go here, shelves are gonna go here, and then not much is really going to change in the corner of this room. It's one of my favorite things with this room, having the shutters. I just absolutely adore them. Again, really ties into like the white with the oak. I feel like we were always going down this route. I actually got this dressing table literally when we moved into our first flat. about 6 or 7 years ago. This was a HomeSense find and it's come with us ever since. I always get questions about it. I always get asked, can we just appreciate that, you know, I'm taking this seriously when the tape measure is out. I have literally measured and remeasured about 8 times. Alex always says, measure twice, cut once. So I've been measuring 10,000 times to make sure I don't get it wrong. So yeah, the dressing room I don't really think is going to change, but I do think my shoe storage is going to go from there just so that it can be really nicely and tucked away on the new shelves. And then down here, very messy, a lot of wires, but this is just where I do my hair. I find it really convenient. I can just literally pull things out of the basket, grab my hairbrush, I can grab my straighteners, and everything's nice and neatly tucked away. And then this is my that girl pile, the pieces that I literally just take with me, pop onto any of my handbags, I can chuck them in and I'm good to go. So that will probably stay as is. This is a little shelving unit, a little table from Still and Bloom, which I absolutely adore. If you are looking for something similar to this, actually, I definitely recommend checking out Still and Bloom. They have the most beautiful pieces. It's all really local to me, actually, and all handmade, absolutely stunning, real wood. Would definitely recommend them. So I'll leave a little link down below. So yes, the shelves are going to be going. These wardrobes are going to be going. A friend of mine is going to be taking these away. So nothing is going to be wasted. And I definitely think it is, hello focus, it is worth the wait to get my dream dressing room. As I said, I'm so glad that I didn't rush it, because I do think I would have made some really big mistakes, especially when you're planning a wardrobe in summer. You maybe don't think about your winter pieces like your boots or things like that, your coats, and then when you're planning it in winter, you maybe forget about your summer dresses or your sandals. So it's so nice to have lived in this space for a full year, to have experienced every single season, and to be able to create my dream dressing room that I feel like is just going to work so hard for me. It's going to be the perfect little filming space, the perfect backdrop, and exactly what I always wanted in my walk-in wardrobe. I honestly could not be happier. In a slightly different location now. It's a couple of days later. I'm not gonna lie, I basically spent the last few days on my sickbed and this has finally pulled me out, so I feel like I am still looking a little bit horrendous, but we have the loveliest spa break. I'm here with Emily, who you've not seen in ages since Vlogmas.
It's been too long, my darling.
It's been too long, I know. We've booked the most gorgeous girly spa staycation.
Really?
Look at our room. Oh my goodness me. We're in a twin suite and it is absolutely incredible. It is a masonette, which is absolutely insane. I love the decor in here as well. Honestly, it's beautiful. The beams.
I can't get over this room.
They are so gorgeous. Let me take you upstairs, because upstairs is absolutely insane. We've literally just got like a little sitting room area. Can we just talk about this view as well from the stairs of the room? I love the little kitchenette area, the chandeliers. My goodness, absolutely gorgeous. We've got a little sofa set up over here, a TV that is literally bigger than our TV at home. How do I work these? Oh, 6 fancy light switches. Oh, very nice. Look at that. I always like to check out what is in the little snack. We've got some veg crisps. Oh, Montezumas. I do love Montezumas. Some lovely barbecue crisps, pip and nut. Going to have to tuck into those later. Little tea and coffee station. Oh my goodness me, they have stocked us. Well and truly stocked us. Oh, we've got shortbread, tea pigs. Oh my goodness me. Show you the bathroom as well though, because I think the bathroom just takes your breath away. Look at this. We have twin baths. This is honestly the coolest thing I think I've ever seen. So we are staying at Penny Hill Park, which is a beautiful hotel as a part of the exclusive hotels collection. I've stayed at quite a few exclusive hotels in the past, and this I think is one of my favorites. This is absolutely incredible. I mean, when you get a bathroom like this, it literally has an aqua TV in it, most beautiful shutters, a walk-in shower in here as well, and they always have the loveliest molten brown products at all of the exclusive hotels. I love the cypress and sea fennel scent which they have in here, and they've got over here as well. my goodness me, this is just honestly incredible. So now that we've checked in, we are gonna head straight down for the spa. Our plan this afternoon is just to lie like this. I feel like I still need to recover from this illness and just let it all wash over me. So we're gonna head straight down to the spa. I'm not gonna lie, I have been the world's worst vlogger. Literally haven't vlogged at the spa at all. We've been there for hours. The spa is incredible. It has so many different rooms, different like saunas and steam rooms with different aromatherapy. Oh, it was just incredible. Just had a shower. I'm gonna head back to the room and get ready for dinner. Goodness me, we've just come back to the room and we have a little bottle of bubbly waiting for us. 2 champagne glasses, a little note to say that they hope we enjoy our stay, and a little box of Montezumas. How lovely is that? Prosecco whilst we're getting ready. Cheers, my darling. Always love the makeup mess that comes out when you've got a little girls trip. Does anyone else love like going through each other's makeup bags as well and be like, oh, what's that? We've already been talking about blush,
already talking about
mascara,
blushes,
eyeliner hacks.
foundation.
Love it.
Love it.
Right, we are heading down to dinner, and in true Ellie and Emily style, we're literally matching. I love this for us. You look so cute.
Literally.
Both in all black.
Matchy.
Little wide leg trousers. Do you want to say where your outfit's from?
So my shoes
Love them.
are Zara.
They're very Manolo-esque.
I know.
They're gorgeous.
They're absolutely bargain. Trousers are good old H&M.
Love.
And a little cashmere knit is from Mint Velvet.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
I've got little caramel and trousers, the
Gorgeous.
Via boots, a little Anthropology bag. We are good to go. I'm so looking forward to dinner. Let's get
So
going.
excited.
Funniest thing with coming out for a meal with a blogger is that I just made her do a little cheers on for the Instagram, and now a cheers for the vlog. But cheers, my darling.
Cheers, my love.
Look at the butter. Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't know about you, I am tucking into the bread.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness me, how delicious does this look? We've obviously done a typical Ellie and Emily and ordered the same thing.
Same.
Oh, this looks amazing. Oh my goodness me. Look at that. Emily just screamed, look at the cabbage. Oh, that looks incredible.
It looks amazing.
Emma's gone for the venison and I have gone for the pasta, and oh my goodness.
Incredible.
Oh, it looks so good. I am tucking straight in.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness! Wow! I cannot even begin to tell you how much that spa break was needed. I feel like I've literally come home a different woman. I've come home a changed woman. I have recovered, I'm recuperated. I am feeling so much better after, as I said, a couple of days literally on my incubator, on my sick bed. I really didn't realize how much I needed just a couple of days of doing nothing, relaxing, listening to my body, looking after myself, and having a girly break. I always feel like is so much fun. Emily and I just do not stop talking, and Penny Hill Park was gorgeous. We had the best night's sleep, the best dinner. I didn't actually vlog anything yesterday because we literally just got up, we went for breakfast, which was delicious as well. I had an omelette and it was amazing, and then headed straight down to the spa. And I didn't actually realize quite how incredible Penny Hill Spa is. I definitely want to come back in summer because they have a beautiful outdoor pool, which can you imagine during a heat wave, just sitting by the pool, pretending you were literally in the south of France. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. But they obviously had the indoor pool, indoor jacuzzi, outdoor jacuzzi, they had a plunge pool, and then they had 11 saunas and steam rooms. I repeat, 11 saunas and steam rooms, all of which had different benefits, different temperatures, different kind of like target points and like things to think of, which honestly was incredible. We basically spent the entire morning sauna hopping, which I very much enjoyed. They had ones which were for like respiratory recovery, they had ones which were just a bit more relaxing, hotter ones, cooler ones, and they had like a little thing outside to tell you how long to spend in each, so you didn't like overdo it or anything like that. And oh my goodness me, I honestly feel like my chest has just been revitalized, recovered. I feel like I've come back a different woman. Managed to finish my book as well, which I always feel like is such a feat. I finally finished. I was reading A Wedding in Provence. Would definitely recommend. A really, really good book. It's set in the 60s in like the south of France and kind of Provençal area. Oh my goodness me, it is absolutely gorgeous. Such a good, easy read, such a good book. So finished my book, had the loveliest time with my bestie, and I've honestly just come home a changed woman. I've also come home to some very exciting bits that have been built in my dressing room. That is right, the wardrobes have been erected in my absence, and I honestly couldn't help myself. I started filling them last night as soon as I got back, as second that I could. I was like, I'm gonna start putting things in, I'm gonna start styling them up, because I can't help it. I'm so happy with how they have turned out, so I'll have to take you upstairs and show you. But before I do, I had a lovely delivery arrive that I wanted to show you from Garnier. Some really lovely pampering bits to take me into the new season, because my goodness me, that illness that I had, it was only a few days on the sofa, but they were really rough days. And so many people that I've spoken to that have gotten this illness have said the same, that even though it's just a cold, it is a really bad cold. And I was literally just bragging. Even though it's just a cold, it is a really bad cold. And I feel like I was literally just bragging about the fact that I hadn't gotten ill this winter. That's karma for you, that I was literally talking about the fact that I was so healthy. I was the epitome of health. I was taking all my vitamins, and then I got struck down with that. But honestly, I couldn't recommend booking a spa break as you're like coming out the other side of it anymore, because I feel like I left still feeling a little bit groggy, still feeling a little bit under the weather, and coming home, Alex looked at me and went, I do not recognize this girl that's come back to me. You are so much better than when you left. And it was just, it's also, I feel like, therapy, like having a girls trip like that. It is just food for the soul. You put the world to rights, have giggles, have laughs. Oh, it was just the best trip. So some lovely goodies from Garnier, which I'm very excited about. Lots of vitamin C and brightening serums, which I do feel like I'm very much in need of. My skin is screaming at me at the moment. I obviously haven't been looking after it. I obviously had not been doing like my skincare and my usual things every single day. So anything that I can add a little bit of a glow back in, I am going to lap up. So we have the vitamin C brightening serum. This has got vitamin C, niacinamide, and salicylic acid. That sounds incredible. We have the BHA and niacinamide daily UV anti-blemish fluid, which sounds amazing as well. And the vitamin C daily UV brightening fluid glow. So I think this one has a little bit of a tint in it, which sounds amazing. Especially as we're coming into spring, we do need to start thinking about getting that vitamin C back into our skin and our SPFs as well. I do wear SPF in winter, but I'm much better at wearing it in like spring, summer, because I just feel like the second you see the sun on a day like today, it reminds you like, oh, I need my SPF on today. Whereas in the winter, when it's grey, it's dark, it's rainy, you just kind of forget about it. We then have a little top up of my micellar water, which I always feel like is an absolute must. A mango and vitamin C body superfood. Ooh, 48-hour Nutri Glow Cream. Oh, that smells amazing. Oh, that is what I want to smell like. That is exactly what I want to smell like. Just really nice and like fruity but fresh. That is lovely. We then have the Banana Hair Food multi-use mask. I've tried these before from Garnier, and they are incredible. I really like that their products aren't too, like, you know when you have a fruity product and it literally smells like something you'd want to eat? It doesn't feel like that. It just feels really nice and fresh and light. So that is lovely. Honestly, I've been hair masking so much and hair oiling because I had nothing else to do with my time. We then have some micellar reusable eco pads, which is so handy because even when you like wash them well, you maintain them, you look after them, I feel like after a couple of years, they need replacing. So I do need to replace a few of those. And lastly, blemish patches. I've never actually tried Garnier blemish patches before, but these are the hydrocolloid patches, which I do feel like I need because I do have a little bit of a breakout at the moment. So I might have to pop these on tonight, and hopefully by tomorrow, my skin is going to be lovely and glowing. Honestly, I feel like after all of the steam rooms and saunas, I've like sweated out all of the toxins, and I just need the next couple of days to let my skin glow. So some really lovely products to add into my routine. I feel like now I'm just going to be putting glow above everything else. Rest, recovery, and glow in my skin, in my body, in my being, and in my new dressing room. Honestly, I'm so excited. Let me take you upstairs and show you it because the reveal. Guys, you are not ready for this. I keep doing that thing. You know when you were a kid and you would rearrange your bedroom and you would just spend days, like the following days, if not weeks, standing in the doorway, admiring your hard work, admiring the new layout and the new furniture. That is exactly what I've been doing literally since last night. I just keep standing up here and being like, oh, this is exactly exactly what I wanted. And I was very much that kid who at 2 in the morning would rearrange her entire bedroom, lay out the entire furniture, waking my poor parents up, which is why I am so glad that I gave myself this year just to really get used to the space, really think about what I want. And I actually think what has surprised me most is how understated and simple I have gone. I would have thought that when it came to designing my dream walk-in wardrobe, like my dream dressing room, that I would have gone, as I said, fully bespoke, fully fitted, like loads of different alterations, loads of different like tailored designs and different cabinetry and blah, blah, blah. And actually, the more simple designs have been the best. And I feel like it's gonna make this room so much more enjoyable to be in, to film, so much more inspiring and manageable. And actually, I feel like it will make storage so much easier. I really do feel like I've learned that you don't have to overcomplicate things. So let me show you my dream walk-in wardrobes. Honestly, I'm going supersonic because I am just so excited. I am so happy with how these have turned out. I know it's so difficult for you to see on camera because this room is obviously very like U-shaped. It's kind of like in a horseshoe with the bay windows, the beautiful shutters, this kind of like lighting behind it. So hopefully you can see a little bit better if I stand here. Oh my goodness, hey. She's in her dream dressing room and she could not be happier with the result. As I said, the simpler, the better. I feel like this room already has just been transformed. It feels so much calmer in here. It feels so much more enjoyable. I cannot wait to fill the wardrobes, to get styling, to get organizing, and to start getting filming in this space as well and create some really beautiful reels, some styling videos, TikToks for you guys. Oh my goodness me, we're gonna have so much fun in this space. Now is the fun bit, is filling the wardrobe. As I literally feel like a kid in a candy store right now, knowing that I get to fill my dream wardrobes and just spend the next couple of days organizing, sorting, and just having so much fun with them. So let me come back a little bit so you can see this a little bit better, because as I said, I went for the big 4 doors on this side, and I'm so glad that I went all 4 mirrored, because I was a little bit worried that this was going to be a bit imposing. It's obviously a very big wardrobe and it takes up the vast majority of the room, but I feel like adding the mirrors just reflects so much light, obviously reflects more of the room, and I just feel like it's so much more like flattering in the space. And then behind me we obviously have the fun wardrobes. You know, I have to have my shelves. I just can't be without a shelf, and I'm so glad that I went for half under storage and then half exposed. We also decided actually to fill in the holes, which I feel like makes such a difference if you do have an IKEA shelving unit, if you do have an IKEA wardrobe. Just filling those in, it makes it look so much less IKEA. It doesn't necessarily look bespoke, it doesn't necessarily look fitted, but I just think it looks a little bit neater. I feel like it just is a bit more pleasing to the eye, and you can still obviously tailor it and make sure that the heights are exactly how you want. So I actually did measure my Holland Cooper bag to make sure that she would fit. And then I've just added a couple of little styling things. For now, we're gonna have a lot of fun over the next couple of days. I might do a full walk-in wardrobe tour for my next video, and I can show you exactly what I'm gonna be doing with the storage. One thing we also decided to do with the doors, I can't remember if I mentioned this when I showed you the animated, the online version, but I actually didn't want to have handles on either these or the mirrored ones, because I just like how flush it looks. I feel like it looks really neat, kind of looks a little bit more bespoke and tailored. So what we decided to do instead actually is get these bits at the bottom. So they're these bits that like press in. Instead, where we used to live in my old flat, we actually had these in our kitchen cabinets, and they were so handy, and it just meant that everything was so much more like flushed and put away. As you can see, I've already been having a bit of fun with this one, styling it up and adding in my bags. So we literally measured my tallest boots to make sure that I would have enough shelving space for my boots. We've got lots of shoes on the shelves and bags on the shelf already, and they just fit so perfectly, and it just means that I can easily grab them. I have access to them. They're not necessarily in like the background of videos, but they still are really beautifully stored, and it just means that they are all well maintained and looked after. So for now, I've just added a few little knitwear pieces to the top there, which I don't know if that will stay, don't know if that will change. I do think that's quite handy, especially having my little ottoman here. This is a gorgeous little boucle ottoman that I got from the Stringer Brothers upholsterers. I found them on Etsy. I'll leave them linked down below, and they just do the most beautiful, bespoke, unique pieces, but also some little bits that you can just buy really quickly, and this is one of them, and I love it so much. And it really easily like moves about in the room, so I can just kind of like kick it. I can use it literally over by the shelves, and then it means I can stand on it and access the higher shelves, because as we know, your girl is a shorty and she needs a lot of help reaching those higher shelves. So I think they can stay there. I think I won't get annoyed by how high they are. If not, I can change it up. I can get some baskets. I just popped in my perfumes for now, which I absolutely love. This is looking a little bit empty, but I definitely think that we could do a little bit more to it. We've got sunglasses and things that I need a lot of easy access to. So yeah, I've decided instead of doing handles to have these instead. And all I need to do when closing them is literally just click it shut, and it is beautifully flush. I am so happy with how they look, and I just feel like it adds so much more to it. I feel like adding a handle would have just, I don't know, broken up the paneling a little bit more, and I just love how slick the design is. This corner hasn't really changed an awful lot. We obviously just got my radiator cover with my beautiful faux flowers, which I absolutely adore. My Cézanne lamp, which I always get so many questions and so many comments about. I adore her. She was one of the most stupidly expensive lamps that I have ever invested in the house, but she is beautiful. So I need to style this up a little bit more. And I'm undecided about this corner. I quite like it quite plain for now. As you can see, this is something I do struggle with this corner in the room. Can you see that lighting from the slats, especially because it's a beautiful sunny day today? I do find with the shutters I get that weird lighting over in this corner, which is why I kind of film my videos a little bit closer to the windows. I feel like it's just a little bit more flattering. So I don't know if this room is even ever going to be a background in videos, if I could maybe add a little rail and have it as like an open rail. I haven't decided. Let me know if you have any thoughts of what I could do with this corner, because for now it's a bit of a dud corner, to tell you the complete and honest truth. But I'm not mad if it stays that way. I'm not going to complain if it doesn't become like a feature, because it's a corner that I feel like it's a little bit of an awkward one. And I'm okay with that. Sometimes we have awkward spaces in our homes. And then obviously I've got my dressing table in the corner. We've got makeup station down here. Everything in the drawers that needs to be. My gorgeous little M&S lamp, which I adore. This is like a little fluted glass lamp, H&M mirror, and then my makeup bag so that I can just sit here, and we've got the natural light to get ready in the morning. The second we moved into this house and I set up this dressing room, this I always knew was going to stay exactly as is. And I'm so happy with it. It has just been the perfect little getting ready space, the perfect little filming space every single morning. So that is the wardrobe reveal. I am so happy with how it's looking. I cannot wait to get filming and organizing and styling. And as I said, I think I'm gonna do a full walk-in wardrobe tour, because I've never done a video like that before, because I've never had a space quite like this before. Never quite had my dream dressing room until now. I feel like this is exactly what I always wanted. I am literally pinching myself right now in this space, and to have been able to do this from IKEA packs is honestly incredible. To be able to come back as well and have it built, that is something I could not recommend more highly, because having tradesmen in the house or having builders, obviously it upsets the status quo. Things are a little bit unshifted and uneasy, so it's so nice just to escape for a couple of days and come back and see the transformation. And I couldn't be happier with how this has transformed this room, with how my dream dressing room is coming along. I must say, if there is one thing that we are so lucky for in this house, it is the natural light that we get. It is something that was so important to me when it came to buying a house, is having beautiful lighting, having more of like a south-facing garden. And our bedroom, oh my goodness me, is just always one of my favorite rooms to walk past at this time of day, because the light that just envelops the room is my absolute favorite. This is actually next to my dressing room as well, and it's so lovely having these two rooms just feel so much more complete and finished and done and stylized. I always love having more of like a calming space in the bedroom. And then in my dressing room, it's obviously, I want it to be calming because I want to have this space where I can film and things like that, but I know behind closed doors it's mayhem, you know what I mean, behind the wardrobe doors, which by the way, we've actually moved the old wardrobes into this room now, and I'm so happy that Alex now has a proper getting ready space. He actually has somewhere to put his clothes and his stuff now, so it's great that we can reuse the old wardrobes and not have them go to waste. Eventually we'd love to do a fitted unit in this corner, but for now these are working absolutely perfectly. And I do feel like the house is just, it's really coming together, and it's so lovely seeing these spaces that I've been visualizing for the longest time actually coming into fruition in real life. Oh, I've just opened up the window to get a little bit of fresh air in, and I don't want to say it too prematurely, but it really does feel like the S word might be on its way. Spring is not far now, and I cannot wait for it. I'm not gonna lie, it still feels really weird actually seeing something in this corner behind me. I've been so used to that being a completely blank, empty space for a year since we moved into this house. Not quite a year. It will be a year by the end of February. So a year this month since we moved into the house, and that's been an empty space for the longest time, so it's so nice to have something in it. It's so nice to have reused some of the furniture from my dressing room before, so that we don't need to rush decisions and go and buy something that we didn't want to buy just yet, because we're still really undecided whether to do a bespoke fitted unit or get like a beautiful antique dresser, which is what Alex has been leaning towards, whereas I've been leaning towards more fitted. I don't know, maybe an antique dresser would look incredible, but it's so nice for him to just have somewhere to get ready. He's the total opposite of me. I love leaving this room, padding down the hallway into my dressing room, getting ready for the day, having like a lovely little girly sesh, putting some YouTube on, some music on, whereas Alex is like, I want to get out the shower and I want my clothes to be right there. Our little ensuite is behind that door, in case you're wondering what that is. So it's so nice for him to have the space that he actually has been wanting for the longest time, and it also means that I can spread out a little bit more into where his clothes used to be kept, so I can have a bit more seasonal dressing, which honestly sounds so bougie, but I just do not have the space, even with the new dressing room, to have everything out for all seasons all of the time. So I do quite like to have things kind of like split, and then I also feel like it means that you appreciate and use your wardrobe even more, the pieces that you've got, because you rotate them seasonally, and then it means that the things for summer you forget about by the time summer rolls around again, and you get all excited to get your clothes out and do your wardrobe switch over. So I think I'm going to leave this vlog here, because my goodness me, there has been a lot of excitement with the new wardrobes, and I just want to spend my evening scrolling Pinterest, looking at the things that I've saved, the dressing room inspo that I have pinned, and filling the new wardrobes. Honestly, I cannot wait to show you how we're styling them and how we are decorating them. Let me know if you have any kind of like thoughts or hints or things that you think would really work in that room, because I am all ears. I'm doing this very slowly, and it's something that I realized is the key to success when it comes to interiors. It's not rushing things, not buying things just for the sake of it, but living with spaces and actually accepting that it's better for the space to be empty than to fill it with something that you don't really need. But if there's anything that you think should go in that little area, the awkward little kind of like chair corner, let me know. I am all ears, but I hope you enjoy seeing the new dressing rooms. I hope you're excited for the full-on tour and all of the reels, the TikToks, and the styling videos that are going to be coming. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you got to the end, comment dressing room down below in your comments. I always love knowing who gets to the end of my videos, and I will see you on Thursday for a full tour of my new walk-in wardrobe. I hope you are as excited as I am. Bye guys.